Hello everybody, welcome back to Fintastic. I know many of you, including me, are keenly interested to know the income of Mr. Mukesh Ambani, how this person who is the wealthiest man in India is not the highest taxpayer in India, how do we calculate his wealth, and why from the past 12 years his salary has been consistently 15 crore rupees and he still manages to maintain Antilla, which is the costliest house in the world, and many more questions would be there in your mind. So I'm sure by the end of this video you will have a little different perspective. So also at the end of the video I'll be giving you a small management tip, so stay tuned till the end of the video. And now without further ado, let's just dive into it. So what is the main asset of Mr. Mukesh Ambani? Actually, all the popularly known businesses of Reliance all come under Reliance Industries. So obviously the shares of Reliance Industries are the main asset of Mr. Mukesh Ambani. He is actually holding more than 50% of the shares in Reliance Industries, or the stake you can say, through various LLPs, trust, subsidiary companies and family members shareholdings. You can check these in the annual reports of Reliance Industries, or you can even refer to the websites of the exchange, which is NSE or BSE. So this tabular column is basically, we can see the shareholding pattern, and in this the promoter column is basically the promoter holding by Mr. Mukesh Ambani, like I said, through his various LLPs, trust and subsidiary companies, as well as the family members. So you can see the promoters are holding about 3,098,084,968 number of shares of Reliance, which is actually 50.49% of total shares. And for instance, let's just calculate the net worth. So if the current market price is trading around let's say roughly 1900 rupees, let's just take an average price. If we multiply the total share number with the current market price, which is 3,098,084,968 into 1900 rupees, we will get the total net worth of Mr. Mukesh Ambani, which is actually 5,886,361,439,200 rupees. And if we convert the same into dollar terms, it would be around $79 billion as per the current USD INR rate, which is roughly around 74 rupees. So obviously, if there is a surge in the prices of shares of Reliance Industries, there will be rise in the net worth of Mr. Mukesh Ambani as well, and vice versa. In practical, if you see, there is no profit until and unless an asset is sold. So in this case also, similarly, the rise and fall of net worth of Mr. Mukesh Ambani is actually the impact of market volatility, and in this case he have to pay any taxes until and unless he sells his stakes. Let me try and give you a small example to make you understand what I am trying to say over here. So suppose I own a property worth of rupees 1 crore. Forget about any other asset. I have only this property which is worth of rupees 1 crore. So now when my net worth is calculated, it will be 1 crore rupees. Suppose in the coming time the government announces or makes plans to construct a railway station around the property which I am owning. So automatically the prices of this property will rise, and let's say it goes to 1.5 crore rupees. And now and I don't sell this property even when the prices surge. So if I'm holding this property, now when my net worth is calculated, it will be now 1.5 crore rupees. Let's say the vice versa situation happens. The government dismisses the plan to construct the railway station, or because of some other reasons the demand for this property falls a little bit, and eventually the prices of this property also fall. Suppose it comes around to 80 lakh rupees. So in this case, or in all these incidences which I mentioned, I am not selling this property, but my net worth is calculated on the basis of demand and supply in the market of this property. See, these kind of calculations or volatility fluctuations are not there in the property prices. I'm just trying to make a concept easier for you to understand. That's why I took figures like this. So what I'm trying to tell you was, it is actually, I'm not making any kind of money until and unless I sell the property. So how do I earn money through this property I'm holding? Obviously rent. You might have guessed it, right? So I can actually rent this property of mine and earn a regular income on that. So how is this concept related to Mr. Mukesh Ambani's income? Let's just see that now. So similar to this property example, until and unless Mr. Mukesh Ambani sells these shares he is holding in Reliance Industries, he is not going to make any kind of profit on them. So what the question remains unanswered over here, that how does he make his income? So if we consider, basically we considered the rental income as a regular income. If we consider that in Mr. Ambani's case, he actually earns his income through the dividend income. So whenever Reliance Industries announces the dividend, 50% of it actually belongs to the Ambani family because of the stake they have in Reliance Industries. So I know you are also eager to know the numbers or the figures basically. So this year actually Reliance Industries announced a dividend income of rupees 6.5 rupees per share. They had done the announcement. So if we multiply the same into the total number of shares which we had seen earlier, which are being held by the Ambani family as promoters, you can see that the 3,98,084,968 shares, number of shares multiplied by 6.5 rupees per dividend per share, the result would come around 20,137,552,292 rupees. So these are actually all the rough calculations or rough figures of the pre-tax income of Mr. Mukesh Ambani. As we all know, there might be also other businesses which are not listed or popularly known in public, but Mr. Ambani probably earns more money from there also. But unfortunately, we can only track the listed companies. So the tip which I wanted to give you at the end is actually more of a concept which I want to make you understand. Basically, a promoter which is having a high vision of the company will actually try to make more and more better financial performance of the company, because better financial performance will lead to better stock performance of the company, which will benefit him as well as the other shareholders. So we need to actually consider what are the visions of these promoters who are holding majority stakes or having less stakes, or what kind of vision they have, or what kind of activities they are doing in the company regarding their stakes. Because to be precise, actually in the past 5 years, we have seen the tremendous growth of Reliance Industries, and to be precise, in the past 5 years, Ambani family actually increased their stake from 45% to 50%. So why is it actually necessary to track these activities of the promoters as well as the vision they have? This is actually a little bit deep concept which we are going to cover in the next video. So in the next video, we'll be covering why we need to track these promoters' activities as well as what vision they have for the company. Why is it necessary to study this when you are picking up a stock to buy, as a fundamental pick or for a long-term analysis. So we are going to cover that in the next video. Stay tuned for that. So from this video, I hope I was slightly able to change your perspective, looking at things differently. That is actually the whole point of our channel. We actually try and highlight you a fundamentally strong opportunity, which is actually, not running behind fast money, but also trying and giving small contributions, accumulating small assets over a period of time, which can in turn into a bigger asset. And if you have a little bit different perspective, you can generate regular income or, regular income for your survival for a longer time period from that asset you have built over a period of time. So do consider this kind of perspective in your life as well. And for more these kind of tips and more these kind of learnings which I'm trying to give you, do subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Like the video if you have liked the content, and leave a comment for any kind of suggestion or feedback. See you in the next one. Did you know it is not the first time Mukesh Ambani entered in top 5 wealthiest people in the world? Back in October 2007, Mukesh Ambani topped the chart by surpassing the then richest people, Bill Gates and Carlos Slim Hella. Though he was world's richest person for a few days, it was mainly due to strong surge in share price and healthy USD INR conversion rate at around 40, which is almost half of now.